tonight to recognize the past chapter presidents. Would the past presidents please stand up? We appreciate the many years of service that you put forth towards the Georgia chapter. Thank you so much for all your hard work. Let's give them a round of applause. And now I would like to introduce Ryan Dimbo, a past president from 2021. He will give us the state of the chapter.
Thank you. I have a probably tasteless joke for you. So what is the difference between a Biden speech and a Trump speech? Yeah, I'm going there. So when Biden is giving a speech, you think he's had a stroke. And when Trump is giving us a speech, you think you've had a stroke. Yeah. All right. That could have gotten hairy. The Georgia chapter has always focused on three things: networking, education, and technology. And coming into 2021, I think we were doing two of the three pretty well. Because of the pandemic, I think networking really took a hit. And so our goal coming into 2021 was really just to get kind of back open again and to have everything in person if we can. We really tried hard to do that, and that was kind of one of our main focuses and goals. And so going into 2021, we wanted to have more things in person. The classes that we held were in person. We had a number of these things that were pretty great accomplishments in my opinion, and it was all really because of the board. It was nothing that I did. But some of the accomplishments that we came up with that we accomplished in 2021 were that we had a foundations class with the DeKalb Board of Realtors. We had 5 in-person classes. We had a sponsor appreciation event on the west side. We had we sent chapter members to 2 national governance meetings. We lobbied congressmen on various issues with the help of NAR and ACBR. We held 2 4-week comp exam study sessions for candidates sitting for the big test. And we accepted the award for the President's Cup, which is one of the largest awards that it is the largest award you can win. And thanks to Leo for your wonderful leadership in 2020. It was a great job. And then we have a membership rally, or a total that is over 325 members. We graduated 13 new designees, and we have 12 mentorship graduates that you will hear about later today. So all in all, it was a wonderful year. I want to thank my board for putting in the time and the effort and the dedication to the chapter. It was great to be able to serve. I feel honored, and I appreciate the opportunity to do this. Look forward to what Kenesha's going to do. She is phenomenal. She's going to do a great job. She already has, and I look forward to being eclipsed by her. And so with that said, I would like to introduce, coming to us from the CCIM Institute Transfer Portal, Mr. Travis Waldrop, to give us an Institute update. Travis?
Thank you, Ryan. Good evening, everybody. It's good to be back with you. I've been kind of MIA for a little bit, but it's funny. I say that now. It means a little bit more than I think it used to. This year the Institute also got back in 2021, got back to in-person meetings, and once you got past the initial craziness, they were really a joyful time, and so. This kind of Groundhog Day that we're in right now aside, it's kind of nice to be getting back to business as usual. I appreciate you giving me a few minutes tonight to talk about the Institute and kind of how last year went. I was honored to be the 2021 Presidential Liaison for Education for the Institute under President Tim Blair. It was a very fulfilling experience, and I can tell you firsthand that the volunteers and the staff at the Institute level are doing a very good job of minding the shop, especially in kind of some uncertain times. The year clearly wasn't without its challenges. I don't think that's any secret. But the Institute is stronger because of it. And the chapter here has a lot to be proud of. The legacy of involvement and the legacy of strong leadership is certainly one to be admired. The strong chapter leadership year in, year out is, we're going to celebrate some of them tonight. Kenesha, y'all are in great hands with Kenesha. It's going to be a good year, I think. All the way to National Committee involvement. I see several people in here that sit on a lot of the committees that I worked with last year, and all the way to, of course, former and current presidents. And as Leo mentioned, I know Les would have loved to have been here. This chapter means a lot to him, and I'm sure he's going to be back with you all very soon. So over the next few minutes, I'm just going to hit a few highlights of the Institute last year. First off, I'm sure those of you in this room who are responsible for financial management or financial health of a company or an asset or a portfolio of assets understand what that pressure of uncertainty feels like. And that was certainly not lost on the Institute. Coming out of 2020, not really knowing what 21 was going to look like was kind of a daunting task. The good news is that between the management team, the finance committee, and again, staff, just a quick aside, can't say good enough. I cannot say enough good about the staff. They really do help. But they have worked really hard to keep the Institute on firm footing. It's not a finance group or anything, but I don't want to bore you with a bunch of details, but there's really only a couple points I wanted to point out. One, across every metric, the Institute performed better to forecast for 2021. And so, again, that uncertainty seems to have subsided somewhat. And the financial, the investment portfolio of the Institute keeps its reserves in a really healthy position. So hopefully, as we continue to kind of emerge from this, we'll continue to see more of the same kind of decision making that will keep things moving forward pretty smoothly. On the membership front, as of last week, the Institute membership sits at 11,500. That is a good number for this time of the year, this early in January. If there's anyone in here who has not yet renewed their membership, I would strongly encourage you to do so. You're going to hear from Michael in a few minutes, and hopefully some of the information that he gives you will make that a very easy calculation to perform. What I think the biggest highlight of 2021 is an increase in candidate numbers. Over the past few years, candidate numbers have been falling a little bit. And in 2021, we saw a pretty significant uptick as of November of last year. So, it certainly couldn't have gone down. As you all know, or those of you that have been around a while know, that candidacy is really the lifeblood of the Institute. That's what keeps the designee numbers continuing to increase while we have retirements, things like that. So I was really happy to see that. It's been very exciting to see classes full again, classes in person again. The marketing efforts really are doing a good job of kind of, I think, getting the word out. And just as a quick aside, if you are a candidate in this room, I know you've got some scholarship winners in here, and so I would imagine some of them might still be on their candidacy track. And all I would say is, stay the course. This designation has been one of the most rewarding aspects of my career. And I would tell you that I would not have enjoyed the level of success that I have, or had some of my best friendships that I have today, if it weren't for the CCIM Institute and the engagement of its members. So I do hope to be celebrating with several of you at the next pinning dinner. So speaking of classes, 2021 was a bit of an up and down year. do we hold the class? Do we cancel the class? And so on. Between dealing with travel restrictions, dealing with city restrictions, a lot of our chapters really struggled. And I would say that the Georgia chapter did a very good job of really maintaining a firm focus on holding those classes. Despite the fact that there were some municipalities in some areas that just couldn't hold them, there was 164 classes offered last year, and there will be even more on tap for 2022. So that is, I think, a really good positive indicator for what we should expect out of the ability to continue to bring more people into our fold. The Ward Center was a really big focus last year. Hopefully everybody in here is familiar with the Ward Center, and if you're not, please grab me afterwards. I'd love to talk to you about it. President Blair really wanted to focus on the Ward Center for two reasons. One is it's kind of becoming its own entity, and it's now it's growing up a little bit, and so now is the time to really realize what it can do. So there was an initiative where they commissioned 3 classes that are intended to be delivered in a very different way, and that is they not only commissioned the content of the class but also the instruction. And so each chapter now is going to be able to deliver that content to their members using a local qualified instructor. So you're no longer constrained by travel. You're no longer constrained by what the availability of a specific instructor. And so that program is in its pilot right now, and so we're hoping that it continues. And if it does, I think the plan is to maybe have as many as 10 of those. And so that could be an opportunity for chapters to utilize. And then as far as just kind of general student counts, again, at the end of November last year, the Ward Center had 6,000 students. That is an incredibly big number. That's what a 1-day course versus a 5-day course will do. And that really is what's exposing the Institute to the broader commercial real estate industry. So I know I only hit on a few points. If you have any questions afterwards, please don't hesitate to grab a card, follow up with me. I'd be glad to get you any answers that you would like. But I would now like to introduce a recent graduate of the J.W. Levine Leadership Academy. Those of you that have been through that program know what that accomplishment is. And those of you that don't, you ought to ask him. But I'd like to bring Michael Reeves up to talk about what's coming.
Thank you, Travis, for your insights on the state of the Institute. Travis, we're glad to have him here in Georgia. He comes from the Austin chapter, and it's been great. For the last 2 years, I've been serving on the Institute's marketing committee. And on this committee, I've had the pleasure of being able to see the insight on the new initiatives and plans for promoting the designation. The CCIM designation, like any other designation, is only as powerful as its notoriety. That's why a primary focus of the Institute is to educate and raise the visibility of the CCIM designation among industry professionals, the media, and the public at large. Through a comprehensive marketing and public relations strategy, the message of the power of the pen continues to build, showcasing CCIMs as the go-to commercial real estate experts, the designation as a symbol of excellence in the industry, and CCIM Institute as the premier provider of continuing education to everyone in commercial real estate. The Institute features industry influencers on its commercial investment real estate podcast and magazine. This program, along with the Commercial Real Estate Insights hosted by Casey Conway, continue to promote CCIM as market experts. As a new initiative in 2022, Credly Digital traditionally is in the final stage and will be rolled out shortly for designees. It's a digital badge, and it will serve as a tool that will increase personalized member touchpoints. Les Callahan and Tim Blair graciously appointed me to the Strategic Planning Committee and the Executive Search Committees this year. In April, we met in Dallas to plan the 2022 plan. And in that planning, we incorporated our mission, elevating our members to the highest levels of success in the commercial real estate profession through education, technology, and networking. So those are our three pillars. I think Ryan had mentioned it earlier: education, technology, and networking. So for education, in 2022, the Institute will add a certificate program for those who do not wish to earn the designation or cannot earn the designation. You may not be able to do the portfolio, but you can gain knowledge in commercial real estate. In technology, we have 3 new initiatives. Last week, we added a tech help line for designees. For those times you have a hardware or software issue, this service should be a great financial benefit. The Institute is also launching a new listing service through a partnership with Crexi. It is expected to be rolled out by the end of the first quarter. And finally, the most important technology update for the year will be 5 new tools to be added to the Site to Do Business suite. The first is called Market Insights, which is Moody's property and market supply data, powered by Moody's Analytics CRE and CIM Technologies. The second one is CREPI, and it is an index tracking for commercial real estate based on business confidence, labor force participation, and other market factors. The fourth one is called Instant Insights. It includes demographic reports that are asset type specific, employment, trend analysis, MSA comparisons, and benchmark reporting with the new Shift Share tool. Then there's data links, which is using data sources for understanding the impact of the economy, market cycles, and employment. Then finally, there's map sites. And this would be a tool where you can map multiple data layers to better understand current market trends and to assist in locating future areas of opportunity. So the last pillar would be networking. A key strategy for 2022 is to effectively market conferences, networking, and leadership opportunities. The goal is to ensure the annual conference is inclusive and relevant. Ideally, we would like to have at least 80% of chapters represented in national committees and at least 10% of the appointees new to serving. So in closing, I do have some good news on our executive search. As you all may know, in May, the executive team appointed 7 members to an executive search committee to find a new visionary leader for the Institute. After 7 months and extensive interviews and research, I think we have found our candidate. So we hope to announce that within the next 90 days. So with that, I'd like to thank you for being here, and I would like to welcome up Dion Edwards, our CCIM Georgia Chapter Guidance Chair, and also, I believe, Chair of the University Outreach for the Institute. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here tonight. Well, my name is Dion Edwards, and I am the Can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay. My name is Dion Edwards, and I'm the 2022 Candidate Guidance Chair for the Georgia CCIM chapter. I am also chairing the University Outreach National Committee this year as well. You don't want to hear about that. Let me tell you why I'm up here. Tonight, I am here to present to you a group of people that have presented themselves. They've presented themselves well-deserving individuals that have exemplified what it means to be dedicated and persistent to obtain a goal. The names of these people on the list have completed the necessary coursework and submitted necessary portfolio requirements and successfully passed the final exam. I ask that you hold your applause until the end as I call the names of these 13 individuals. And these are our 2021 CCIM designees. Diana Campbell, Marlon Day, Kyle Gilbert. If you're here, please stand. That would be wonderful. Rusty Kagelman, Rebecca Scheidler, Rebecca Waters, Janelle Beasley, Jade Chung, Patrick Dillon, Hillary Goldberg, Ben Pargman, Rob Thomas, and Brian Marshburn. Let's give these individuals a big round of applause because they've created. Good job. Very good job. The CCIM chapter and I would like to welcome you to a network of amazing CCIM professionals. I invite you to participate in your local chapter. Take advantage of all the benefits that come along with being a CCIM designee. There's a great network of professionals here. Congratulations and welcome to the Georgia CCIM chapter.